Probably in the afternoon now. I'm in 3 dimensions, so. Hello, this is Apostle Lisa Grace, and welcome to my world. Tree of Life International Harvest Church welcomes you. Glad to be here before you and standing before you and speaking to you. And I am so honored to be among those who have gone on before you on Facebook here, as we will call it, the churches. The unawakening churches, right? Is that what it is? Unawakening churches. Awakening churches. So excited. Awakening churches here. There's 3 churches that meet here at 1519 Bartow Place in Greensboro, North Carolina. We have Unconditional Love Church, we have Life and Liberty, and we have Tree of Life. And so we are so honored to be here at this facility that we all can express who God is in us in our own formality ways. And that's an honor because we all are different. And that's the thing, embracing the difference, embracing the authenticness in each person. And I am honored that God can use us that way. Everybody can't be embraced. They can't embrace something different.
Come on here.
They can't perceive it. Let me tell you something. Until you can embrace something different, you won't even embrace yourself.
Amen.
You won't even embrace your authentic self because you will still be with the pasture, which we call cows, that will linger and eat the same grass and stay in the same place because they don't want to go across the fence and be different. And so you will never be identified or seen unless you go across the fence. So then you will be overlooked. And then you wonder, why is nobody paying attention to me? And all of you have grass, the same amount of grass in your mouth. But if you go across the fence with the same amount of grass in your mouth, they're going to notice the cow across the fence. So, however, if you just don't embrace your authentic self, how can you embrace yourself? And so that is why I'm standing here and trying to introduce you. Oh, jeez. You know, they always said I'm different. I'm very authentic. And most people that meet me for the first time, and I'm prophetically speaking their life, the first thing they say is I'm a witch. Because I'm so keen and so precise in my prophetic that then I start performing in the realm of the spirit and things begin to happen to them till they really just get scared of me. They be afraid because they don't know how to take me. Then I'm weird, and then they don't know how to take me. I'm like a white person in a black body, or am I black and whatever color, whatever I am, it doesn't matter to me. But I can be with anybody and everybody, and it don't matter to me. And I embraced that. And it took me a while to embrace that because as growing up, I always had to try to fit in wherever I could. And the only way I could fit in wherever I could was to be nice wherever I could. So I accepted wherever I could fit in. And so therefore I was accepted at that time. And so I was with the popular group, and I could be with the Hispanics, I could hang with the guys, I could hang with the kind of different type of international races. It was just who I was. I could eat by myself, I could go play by myself, I could do a lot of things by myself. But then there's times if I wanted to be in a group, I just tag along. Where everybody gonna be, I would go and I would be, and they would accept me there. And that's just who I was. So a lot of nationalities and different people accepted me, so I learned a lot. I even embraced their religion. I embraced who they were to learn of their culture and their differences, yes. So I learned how to eat their way, and I even learned how to sleep. Yes, I spent the night over their house and commune with their families and ate at their tables. And I understood this. And yet people picked on me and called me all kind of names and said all kind of malleable things. But I had a different outlook because I'm a seer, and I knew and I see where I was going. See, when you know where you're going and you know your purpose and you know the plan, even at a young age, you may not understood it, and you just saw the picture and didn't understand the picture that you saw. You just knew the picture meant something, that you was going to be up front ministering to a whole school of people called International Harvest of people that can relate to you. And people, I talk to all kind of people about their culture. We talk religion, and I go into the Buddha temples, and I've gone into the Jewish temple, and I know y'all ain't gonna say nothing. I've gone into the synagogues. Y'all can't do that. I've gone into the Jehovah's Witness centers, and I've gone into the Mormons, yes, and I even done their rituals. I've done that till I understand. So can't nobody on the outside come to me who's never even taught, trained, don't know nothing, read a book, I've even been in the Hindu. You can't come to me and tell me what you heard when you never experienced it, and when you never been taught it, never even heard from the person, talk to the person. Then you want to come in my face and tell me I'm going to get confused by lingering in all of this when you're the one confused based on what you heard and not what you know. And don't go try to convince me I don't know. And I hear it from the horse's mouth himself.
Right.
And I get all the symbolic symbols to why they do what they do. When you get it, yappity yap. Yappity yap. And it was funny because when I found out these symbolic symbols, someone give me something to drink. When I found out these symbolic symbols and come to understand their law or why they did what they did, they begin, let me tell you something. You know why they won't come in our churches? You know why they won't embrace our traditions and rituals? It's because we won't embrace theirs. They hear a bunch of stuff about ours too, so I'm talking to them too. Excuse me. I'm talking to them too. I'm talking to all the nationality religions who won't embrace each other's symbolic symbols and rituals and traditions, and not even try to want to understand, but want to criticize and criticize and not get an understanding or an understanding. But see, I got an overstanding because I sat with them and I learned and I asked questions. That's the key. The key is to ask questions. You want to know? Ask them. Talk to them. When I did nails, there's Koreans, Chinese, and all nationalities that do nails. I work beside them. And at that time, I called myself a Christian. And I walked that talk till, I didn't talk it, but I walked it. And then they began to ask me questions. They would say, can I take you to lunch? And I said, sure, why not? I spend their godly money too. See, we don't mind that. We don't mind spending their money. We don't mind getting their free stuff and their free services. But we don't want to have nothing to do with what they represent and who they represent in their goddessness, their goddesses and their godships. But we want the benefits of their sources and resources. But when they stayed and asked me, can I take you to lunch? I got some questions I want to ask you. I said, sure. Had no idea it was going to be about religion. Can I back up this on another thing? I had some warlocks and witches. They got their churches too, you know, who taken me out to lunch and wanted to ask me some questions. Sure did. Went to lunch and let them spend their godly money on me. You know, they say, the Bible says, you know, something not. Don't eat the bread of other gods that prayed over their food of other gods. And don't spend the money that was prayed over because other gods. Oh, I spent the money. I ate good. I let them do the praying. Yes. I didn't care. Okay, Buddha. Amen, Buddha. Okay? Because I understood who Buddha was. Amen. And whose he is. Okay, and so, and you know another thing about Buddha, and I understand who he talked to, that made who he is, and he knew who he was. Yes. People won't even research the stuff is on YouTube. It's on next week. You want to know the history of Buddha? Look on there. You'll find out who Buddha really is. You'll find out all this stuff. But thank you. So, I've always had encounters as a little girl coming up. And now they would ask me questions about the God I chosen to serve. Well, I don't know if it was a chosen type of thing. I was influenced to serve. Amen. Amen. I was influenced to serve that way because where your household served, you was influenced to serve that same way. See, when my children grew up, I influenced them to serve this way. But what I also told them, there were many ways to serve Him. You see, many ways. See, they said one way to Jesus. Let me just share that. They said to Jesus, to God, Jesus is the only way. But they didn't say that there was only one way to Jesus. Come on here. And I've seen a lot of people transition from other nationalities to Jesus to get to God. Yes. And God is everything. So, as we know, Jesus is in the earth, representing Him many ways. And so, but I tell them, I said, there's many ways that symbolizes who God is. So we're not asking you to choose how we serve Him or choose our traditional ritual. But just right now, this is the foundation. But as you grow older to understand, you can find your best you. I had it was actually my son's daddy, which is my son's grandfather. He was an agnostic. He called me And he had some questions. He says, well, I'm agnostic. I don't know if I believe. I said, okay. He says, and I've talked to some atheists, and they said, and I said, well, why are you atheists and why are you agnostic? A lot of times they say, believe it or not, a lot of them say they just don't want to be attached to anything, so they won't have to blame anything. They find out that Christians blame too much. They blame God, they blame the devil, they blame everybody else. So they don't like to attach themselves to anything that's going to cause them to blame a thing or a person or a place. They like to take the responsibilities for themselves. So they don't like to be attached to that. I said, okay, that's a good thought. But they believe in a God, something higher being than themselves. That's just, which is within. That gives them a greater purpose to go out here and do what they need to do and gain what they need to gain. He was an awesome musician. He was a music teacher in college, very intelligent. My son's grandfather, and he was full. And he could play a jazz. He could play a sax like it ain't nobody business. He could play every instrument. I've seen him do it. And he would talk to me about that. And I said, well, I never tried to convince him to serve the God the way I understood him, was the Jesus. I never tried to convince. I used to. But as I got older, even though I was preaching it, I never really even talked anybody into it. I just gave them prophetic words, and they just knew it was some kind of God. They just believed in God, period. They just came to believe in a God. Because I was saying God said it, not Jesus said it. And then what they would revert to is the God in you. But we got to get away. So I'm very different. If you can embrace my authenticness, and you can embrace other authenticness. If you can't embrace that, how can you embrace yourself? Because you're authentic. You were hiding within the crowd, and then you wonder why you're not successful. Or you wonder why you're not being seen. Or you wonder why you feel alone. Because you're not being the biggest star. Amongst all the other stars that are just like you. Trying to be just hiding in, you see, I wish you could see this row of lights. But if you look up in the sky, look at all the stars. If you look at the stars, there's always got to be one sticking out more than the other one. That star's me. She played the weirdest music. Her services are different than theirs. She dressed different. Her service is different. Everything about what she's saying does is different. So you probably talk about mine different. You'll probably talk about me more. You'll notice me more. And you'll just think that's strange. And you'll say, some people will say, stop talking about her. And I'll say, great, they're talking about me.
Yeah, make me famous.
Because what are you doing? You're pointing at the greatest, biggest star. And all you're doing is giving that star more attention. Because what you're going to do is people are going to look on and say, I got to see it. I got to see it. I got next Sunday. There's going to be a lot of people here. Ain't that the truth? Y'all believe it or not? Y'all know that those stars that be on TV and they be doing stupid stuff and y'all tune into it. And then thing you know, y'all watching their shows.
I do.
That's a publicity stunt.
You're right.
Y'all really think that stuff is really happening?
You're right.
And he's being entertaining for real. You know, a bunch of them stars. And they tell me some of them stuff. Yeah, some of that stuff we don't be doing. You don't be happy. We just, the tabloids be helping us. And as you know, y'all watching our shows. Didn't even like it at first until y'all start hearing about Shanika. Got beat up by her boyfriend, and she went running down the street with her boyfriend naked, trying to get her boyfriend, and everybody looking, and Shanika hair falls off, and as you know, Shanika sitting there. Done got her boyfriend, done beat her boyfriend back up, and then the boyfriend laying there. Police come, everybody Shanika behind the bar. And they just, and next thing you know, I can see Shanika shouting her crazy.
Oh, no.
It was all on tabloids all over the place. And we'll even go to their show to see if it happened.
Yeah. So we'll.
So talk about me, okay? I just told y'all the secret. So, embrace who you are. Because it is who you are. Believe how you are. There were certain things that I grew up with my grandmother. And my auntie and them helped her. Mama tried. They try to beat some things in me. And when I say they try to beat it in me, as much as they try to beat it out of me. And my sister used to cry. Will you just cry already? Just make a tear fall so they'll stop beating you and hurting me. Because I was so stubborn. I didn't want them to beat it out of me. And I wasn't going to come beat it in me. Because I wanted to believe the way I wanted to believe and be and do what I wanted to do.
All right. Yeah. That explains a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Prove out the bag.
Yeah. Thomas, now you know what?
Now.
You know why she's stubborn.
Yeah.
Did it hurt? Did it hurt me today? Okay. Stomach grave, you know they say the brick wall will get you. But some of those brick walls, they got me, taught me.
Absolutely.
So it's okay on that end too. But it's just, you got to hold on what's yours. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. 100% of us and 100% of what we believe is 100% of what most people told us that we believe.
Yeah.
And we live on 100% of it. I say 99%. You probably live on 1%. Okay, I'll give us credit. We may live on 3% of our own truths and beliefs.
It's true.
And that's still called rebellious. You're still rebellious just off your 3. Imagine you took that 99% back. That's shame. That's what I want.
Take it back.
What if you took 99% with your 3 back? said, my man, one day I'm going to meet him. I told my daughter one day I'm going to meet him. And I hope that when I meet him, I know you're married, that one day when I meet him, he'll just give me a kiss right here. Nice meeting you. But she has this audio book that she listens to, books. The characters, the person that write the books, they reading the book. And Kevin Hart wrote a book, a bibliography about himself, and he's telling his story. And he's funny as he is, but he's really telling his story, and he's now understanding his life pattern. And he's understanding, and he understood, he started to realize how he became a comedian. When he was trying to do everything Mama wanted him to be. And everything Mama believed he should believe that what Mama said is right. But guess what? When you're trying to do 99% of what somebody else believes that you should do because you believe that they got you at best interest and they do, and yet you follow along with that, you pretty much fail those 99% of the time. You fail in trying to make it. And sometimes they look like they're right. So you say, well, I guess because you failed in trying to do it, so you go back to their method of saying, well, maybe they right. Let me just go that way. And you still struggling. Y'all need to get that book, Kevin Hart. It's a trip. And I'm finding out, those that are chosen to be successful, those of us who are called nerds, didn't fit in, we were laughed at, mom and dad and them were hard on us, we're the ones had to do all the babysitting, the chores. Don't break nothing because it was your fault. You couldn't hardly go nowhere, do nothing. Even if you made a pee, it was good, but it wasn't good enough. You had to be the one to do all. You had to be the one picked to do the right thing. You didn't fit in nowhere. Even if you tried, you still got picked on. You was the slow sprout. You didn't grow faster. Your breath wasn't like pills. You didn't have all of this. You was the slow one. You had to still go be in the house before the street lights came on. You was the one got the weapons and everybody knew your business even longer when you got to the house. You was the one that God chose, and you trying to still figure out what I'm going to do after high school. Well, I guess I'm going to college. But doggone, I can't get in there. Well, let me go to community college out at work. You go there and you realize I take this and you go and you take that. Then when you take it, you're like, well, I guess I'm going to work at this here store. You get your man, you get your girl, and you like, what the hell?
Oh, my.
You try God, church, Buddha, Uda, and Kuda, and you don't even know.
Cooler and cooler.
You tried churches, you tried it all, and some of us try to be in church real good with the toupee and the Wu-Tang, and we under the altar, and we still feel like a fool, and we still can't figure it out. And you wonder why? Because you try everything all over the place.
That's right. You're preaching good.
And you're the chosen one.
Right. You're the
While sister and brother them ain't getting, and ain't nobody bothering them. They doing everything but almost sneaky, but better than you. And there's a sneaking and getting by.
Jesus. Chosen.
Getting by. Next thing you know, they done graduated from college, got their leg, got their girl, got their baby, got their certificate, got their car, one.
You're the chosen.
You will open, you receive open, you give it open.
Wow.
The chosen one.
Chosen one.
Chosen one.
Because you is the chosen one. So what happens is you start stepping out on some stuff because you start to realize by mistake, as my brother said, by accident.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Kevin Hart. By accident, he didn't know he had to go back to the very school and do a little speak into the classes. That's what happened with me. When I graduated pregnant, walking across the stage, they called me back from being in college. Come and speak to the freshmen at Page High School. And I sat there, nervous as heck. All the other peers, they don't go on to be something before what you know the Lord. And I'm still there. Done had a baby. And I'm standing there. It was my turn to get up there and preach. Well, speak. And I got up there and I started to say what I said, what I said. Said what I said, what I said. Next thing you know, before I can get finished, the teachers, the people behind me, and the students, and there were students that was walking herd, came in. And I had a standing ovation. That's when I realized by accident I was a speaker.
Wow.
I realized by accident.
By accident.
By
Like Kevin Hart,
accident.
he had them laughing. He had them laughing. He had them under the seat. He said his mama was laughing. He said when he got done, it was cracking up. He said, and even the mama said, boy, you such a comedian. By accident. Some of us found out what we're doing right now by accident. On purpose, by accident. We were doing all that other shit.
Yes, sir.
Trying to please our family based on a God that they said we was influenced to serve.
Yes, 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 yes.
They're white. And we found our purpose. Y'all hear me, young folks? By accident. The light bulb was invented by accident. A lot of things were done by accident. So it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
It's okay to be your authentic self. It's okay to think way out of your mind. Dream it. It's possible. It will happen the way you dream it. The way you vision it. You put a feeling behind it. See, you don't understand though what I'm saying to you. Because see, I was on stage singing because that's what I wanted to do, was sing. I wanted to be on Broadway. I wanted to be on stage singing and dancing and acting and all that stuff. So the very thing that I saw myself doing, and I wanted to be, and they said I was out of my rabbit mind, I would never be on stage. But even when I got to live in college, by accident, I was just saying that I just go to school to take one voice lesson and find out by accident.
Yeah.
My voice teacher says, no, you're going to be the lead singer of our choir. And you're going to follow the vice president, President Miller, at the time. You're going to follow him. When he go represent the school, you're going to represent this choir.
Wow.
So I was on stage with the best of them. Surely sees you. I was at the Kennedy Center. I'm there at the Kennedy Center. So, what am I doing? I'm still on stage. It's possible. Somebody gonna ask me to act one day, even if it should be to do one of these numbers. Walking by an extra, and I'm gonna get paid well, just being an extra, walking on by a smile. So I'm just saying, be blessed. Know you have a purpose. Do no purpose. Do you. Serve God out of your own authenticness. Learn of different cultures. Embrace different nationalities. Embrace their religion. Learn. Grow from it. Be a part of that community. Learn that community. You'll be surprised. I literally had a Chinese lady ask me to be a part of her production in the opera. Again, because I was told, again, I wasn't good enough. I passed it by. I had a chance to go on Star Search.
All right.
Because I was told I wasn't good enough. Listen, I was told I wasn't good enough. So then I told myself I wasn't good enough. See how much of the 99% I believed what someone else said? That I took up and believed, and I lost maybe a chance. Do not believe the 99%. Believe your 3, and you take your 99% and you sift out what is your 99% and smack the rest of the 99 out. I'm glad I was stubborn in some of my areas.
Amen.
Yeah.
Because they told me not to even don't even go to school and major in music. They want me to major in business. Now how I look trying to major in business and I can't even almost remember 2 plus 2. Boy, I didn't learn algebra until I got into college.
You and me both.
How I look taking something that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when I got in music theory, I was out. Music theory had a lot of mathematical stuff. Music itself. Hey, I took it. So you all, go do you.
Yes.
Go be you.
Yes.
And let the universe amplify you. Alright? I love you. Thank God for you. Thank you for listening. Please, sir and ma'am, at this time, in your authentic self, understand that this ministry, Tree of Life International Harvest Church, can use your help financially. But not just this church. But like I said, there's 3 churches that is under the church awakening churches.
Yes.
Okay? There's 3 of us, and we use this here facility. And we've been hit hard with some criminal stuff, and we need your help. So please, sir and ma'am, give to this ministry so we can hear teaching and be gratified and amplified and encouraged to be you, so others can be encouraged. Give to this center. $ T as in Tom, O L as in Larry, I H as in hearing. It's up there. I got it written above there, in the title there. But give, and Bishop, please put your and put yours up there too. in the
Yours is
your
fine. Yours
comments.
Yours is fine.
Okay, so you can give to me. It's going to go directly to the church to help us keep this building, keep it moving. Because it's 3 of us. It's actually 4. One meets at 8 o'clock. So we all pay our dues. We all pay, but honey, we got hit. Criminals hit our bank, the church bank. So please serve me. Gee, I just feel sorry for us. Oh, no, they didn't. Get mad. But yet, be happy about what we're doing. All right? And we'll be glad to have you here. We invite you here. We have masks. You ask and we spread you out. So we still good with that law right there. So you're safe. All right? You don't want us to touch you. You don't even want our eyeballs to look at you. We'll look down. Because I don't want my eyeballs spitting in your eye. So we don't want y'all to catch crumb. No. We love you. But we do. Honestly, think about us in your prayers. We love you in your thoughts, good thoughts. As we give to you good thoughts, we love you. We give praise to you. We give honor to you. And we have good rapport about you. Again, this is Apostle Lisa Graves, and welcome to my world. And thank you for allowing me to be in your world. Know that I love you. You definitely know that I want to be you. Bye-bye.